All right. So thanks, Kent. So can you own or operate a few different bubble tea establishments and restaurants in Chicago's Chinatown, right?
Yes.
All right, on. So you do Elite Tea. You just opened up Uni Uni. What else do you own, and what got you into the restaurant industry?
Uh, Actually, just a brief introduce my background. I'm major mechanical engineering, and my full-time job is still working at the engineering industry, at the utilities. Um, but my working time is 7:30. Normally, working time is 7:30 to 3:30. So that's a lot of time after work. Um, just thinking of what else I can do. I mean, in the United States as a foreigner, as a Chinese. I mean, the food industry is very easy to step in as a Chinese because Chinese food is is a kind of specialty in um, in America. So actually, I started as a restaurant. We cook Chinese food. We opened a small restaurant in Chinatown. Actually, we was in a food court on the basement, Chinatown. After like about 8 to 9 months of operation, I felt it's very hard to operate it without being on site because it's highly rely on the chef. So eventually the chef said, "Oh, you guys are not here. So I'm operating the restaurant. So you guys have to pay me more and more and more."
Mm,
So it wouldn't work at the end.
yeah.
So we
What?
thought about it. We want to do. We have to do something can be standardized operation.
Okay.
So bubble tea is that brought to our vision back then because there were only few bubble tea stores in Chicago back then. It's not like now; it's very competitive, but it was a very good timing to bring it in. And personally, I like drink bubble teas, and I felt the market back then can go better. So that's why I said, yeah, I'll do it. So we brought the uh, a trainer. I would say it's a trainer. He's from original from Taiwan. He's he worked in the bubble tea industry for a long time. So he came here, tasted around on the market, and he set up the whole product line based on the market for us. Um, that's
Nice.
how Unity is established.
Okay. That was
And this year, I mean, after create the Uni Uni, our mission is not just running a bubble tea store, it's to expand the brand, it's branding. So branding is totally different than running just one single bubble tea store. Because in the past, what we're thinking is we want to put all our effort on one store, on Elite store, thinking a lot of stuff around it. But right now, yeah, I mean, Uni store in Chinatown is still important, but we have designated managers for it. So uh, my effort will be on the branding to expand it, to make everything standard, um, prepare for the contract for the franchise, and doing the advertisement at certain cities,
Mhm.
um, and also I have to and also collaborate with different technologies and parties to make it happen. Like um, Infinite is one of the parties I collaborate with. They built the website for me, and we were thinking to build an app together for the future.
Very
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. I've
yeah.
I've been to the Chinatown location and I saw that you guys had the kiosk already. And
Mhm.
and then yeah, I mean that's something that I've spoken with a few other similar bubble tea operators, franchise operators that yeah, technology can really help in creating a standard across locations and making it easier for staffing, and just overall customer experience. And so before we started recording, you were saying how um, the product was it already existed in Minneapolis, and then you essentially are making it a brand. How did what was the process into meeting your suppliers or your providers, however you want to call them, and then developing it into this full-fledged idea of a brand?
We tested all the products at Chinatown. So we were not opening, we didn't open the Chinatown first because it was under construction back then. But at the meantime, somebody came by and he said he's got a space and it's ready for to open. So that's why we brought the products to them first. So they opened very quick within a month. But we tested everything at Chinatown, and we spent about 3 to 4 months on the suppliers and the products.
Okay.
So we have everything ready. It was just the construction of the store.
Right. And tell us, sounds great, interesting. What were you guys looking for? What sort of results came from your testing phase?
I'm sorry.
You're talking about you tested the product in Chinatown first,
Oh, okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what was that testing process like? What did you look for?
Okay. We call it R&D, research and development.
Yeah.
The testing product, the R&D of the bubble tea industry is to test, for example, the black tea. So there are hundreds of black teas in the market, and especially they are all called, maybe just one simple example, they're all called Salem black tea. They're all the same name, and they are the same standard. But the problem is if you try to tasting all of them, they are different. They're different on the taste. It depends on how you bake it, where the tea is from, how you bake it, and what the level, which part of the tea leaves. Is it the tea leaves, or is it the tip of the leaves, or is the middle of the leaves, or it's just what it's called? I forgot that term, but it depends on which part of the tea. So they gives the different level of the tea leaves. So you have to try all of those, and you have to balance the between the price and the quality. For sure, the higher price, and you get a higher quality of the tea. But you have to balance it. I mean, if it costs too much, you can sell a bubble tea too expensive. So we, based on the market price of the bubble teas, we picked the red tea, and we have to the same token, we have to test out the different powders. We have to admit it, there's powder to the drink. The reason to use the powder is to stabilize the taste, and at the same time is for the taste for the fruit. The fruit quality can be different from different vendors, buying from different vendors. If, for example, orange, if it's from Florida, it's from Texas, from somebody anywhere else. So we combine those together, and they can come up different products with the same name. For example, the orange green tea, it can be the orange from Florida with a jasmine green tea with a lower level or mid-level or high level, or orange from maybe Texas or with a different level. So the same name for a same product name, it can be 15 drinks, and then we taste them. We have our friends to come stop by and taste them, and finally we picked the right one for the market.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error. Yep.
What's that?
Yeah, it was a lot of tasting and trial and error for sure.
Yeah, and so you said that took about 3 or 4 months, right?
Yeah, that process took about 2 months.
Going on to select a franchisee?
Okay, for the products, so we have the SOPs. So every product is standardized. Um, and also we have the booklet for the franchisees to follow to make sure the product uh, is stable and meet our quality standards. And also we provide trainings. We provide unlimited on-site training to our store, and we provide 2 weeks free training to their store uh, based on their fruit, milk, the local fruit and milk. And also, if they per require, we can provide further trainings on their site in the future. And also, we will do surveys in the area. We'll do random surveys at an area in the area. For example, the one at Minneapolis is Red Bat College. So we collaborate with the student association, and we create surveys for them to. It's not specific for our store. It's a survey for the bubble teas around it, but we know they give us an idea where we at on the market.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so that's really interesting that you guys do a lot of on-site training and assistance and sourcing of ingredients. Sounds like so. Sounds like the supply chain is going to be very important for Uni Uni. How is that affecting your plans of your growth plans for the future?
Yeah, I mean supply chain is, I would say, the most important for this business because especially for the COVID-19 with the situation of COVID-19, the shipment is not very stable and takes more money and it's more expensive, and it takes longer. For the most of the stuff is shipping by sea, by containers. It's miserable right now. I mean, it can take up to 3 months. I mean, that's what we experienced. Yeah, but in the past, it's normally 40 days. We can get it. So we have to prepare ourselves, and we have a better warehouse now. It's bigger. It's right by Ohio Airport.
Okay.
And we have designated people working there to account for our inventories, to make sure our inventories are good. And for the franchisees, we recommend them to give us an order like 2 months before their opening, so that we can directly ship the first round of order from China directly to them. It costs less for them, and also because they can save the transport domestically from our warehouse to them. It's cheaper to ship direct from China, and also it can save our inventory here in our warehouse a little bit. So normally 2 months is not too much for the franchisees because they're typically their constructions or remodeling takes longer than that.
Yeah.
So I don't see any problem for the franchisees right now so far. We have another franchisees in Texas, in Houston area. So their opening date will be on January, mid-January. So their first round of the event ingredients will arrive mid-December. So there's still 1 month of cushion there.
You took from those experiences into starting Uni Uni?
Actually, beyond the Elitea, I have another small restaurant. It's called Mammer. It's a spicy pot. It's yeah. That one is serving food, but that one is also standardized. So everyone can cook it based on our recipe. So the chef can do the same thing as before. So if he doesn't want if he wants to do something uh, bad or whatever, so we can easily to replace him. So the lessons learned is we can, as our team, we all have our full-time job. We can't be in the restaurant all the time, so we have to do something can be standard operated. So bubble tea and the spicy port, those spicy pot, those are the other ones I probably will choose in the future, or maybe like pokies. Those ones can be standardized.
Hmm.
Like specialty uh, dishes. Um, I don't know. It can be very good on the market, but at the same time, it's very hard to manage from our perspective.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
And so to wrap it up, what tell us what the plans for Uni Uni are. What can we expect? Why come see Uni Uni? Why over all the other bubble tea places that we can go?
Yeah, Uni Uni is founded by we're a group of young owners. We're all um around between 20s and early 30s. So we know what the young customers want, what they need, and at the same time, we all came here for the colleges, and after so we know those foreign students what they really like in Asia or all over the world, and we'll keep looking for the new ideas or products of making bubble teas. There's a lot of the old brand. I don't want to name them, but they once they set up a set of series of products, they use it forever. And a lot of the products uh, or the brand on the market they established like 10 years ago, then still use the same recipe. So that's not the way we are going. So we'll keep looking for the new ideas, the new maybe the packaging, new ingredients, and a new way of play the bubble teas. I would say that, and we're on the process of creating a space called the Uni Lab. So we'll set up a set of equipment right by the counter, so that we can teach the customers, or we can let the customers to use our ingredients to make their own bubble teas. So
Okay.
it's not just like the products or the bubble tea, the drink itself is we call it experience. So we want to spread the culture. Um, so bubble tea, there's still I would say uh, space to go. I mean, there's space to expand compared to the coffee. Um, just for example, in China, like 10 years ago, a cup of coffee can cost like $5. It's it's still the same right now, but 10 years ago, a cup of tea is only like a
Yeah.
quarter dollar. Yeah, but now the cup of tea can be the same as a cup of coffee, even more expensive.
Oh wow. Because it's
Yeah.
just
So
grown into its own
yeah.
specialty. Okay.
Yep.
Trend.
So yeah. So it's happening in the United States as well. I mean, like there's still a lot of space to grow. So
Yeah. I mean,
that's why
for,
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's very competitive in China now. I mean, there are so many bubble tea stores and brands, but in the United States, there are definitely a lot of the cities and college towns can be there are opportunities right there, I would say.
Yeah, for
So that's
sure.
why I want to share our experience, and I want to share our products. Uh, we want to collaborate with more people and to bring the Uni Uni products to the nations, to the states.